I'm taking the car to Tech 9. It has a couple of minor things. Basically the exhaust, when I had the semi-solid engine mounts fitted, it effectively raised the exhaust up slightly, and now the tailpipe is up against the top of the exhaust outlet. So I want to get that sorted. Also, originally the exhaust that I got from Kline-Innovation was for a turbo, and when I put this RS bumper on, it changed the position of the tailpipes with the way they would come out. There's actually a gap at the bottom here, and this basically should be right in the center, so there should be the same distance between both top and bottom. So I want to get that resolved. And like I said, on this side, this one keeps coming loose because of that problem with the outlet pipe. So hopefully this is all going to get resolved. That's one job. The second job is the rear spoiler is slightly loose on one side. It's just come loose, and I don't have the tool to get in because you have to go right through, and you have to have a very long torque bolt, I think it is, torque tool, which I don't have. And there's a couple of small little bits of trim that are hanging down on one side. So I just thought I'd take it all in. It needs an MOT as well, so I just thought I'd take it all in and get it all done at once. So yeah, let's get cracking. Ooh, that scraping, I don't know whether the camera picked it up. That's the front splitter scraping on the road when I come out of that junction. It's been a while since I've been in this car. I think it might be almost a year, which is shocking, isn't it? In my defense, I've been out of the country for most of that. The exhaust thing, I did notice it myself, that it was riding a little high ever since we put those semi-solid engine mounts in, but it was actually a viewer who actually mentioned, and he explained, I wasn't sure what the reason was, but he said that he'd done the same thing and he had the same issue. It's funny, driving this car, like I drive my Boxster every day, and it's 320 horsepower, so it's not a slow car, and I love that car. It sounds fab, and I drive it and I think, well, this is a quick car, and then I get in this, which has effectively got twice the horsepower of the Boxster, not quite, but it's not far off, and the turbos and everything, it's such a different experience to drive this car to the Boxster. When I climb in this car, I feel like I'm climbing in a race car, which is awesome. So, it's not the most comfortable car in the world. It used to be. It was a 911 turbo, so it was a lot more comfortable than it is now. But now it feels like it's on rails. It's stuck to the ground. I never really did a follow-up video, but when the car was first completed, it kind of felt like a bit of a Frankenstein car. And all these different parts, they're all from Porsche, but they're all from different cars. The car kind of, when I was driving it, had more power, but until the suspension was done, it had more power, but it still drove like a turbo. I had lowering springs on it, so it was a little bit more firm than a normal turbo. But it wasn't until I had the Olin suspension fitted, and the anti-roll bars and the semi-solid engine mounts, and that completely changed how this car feels. Obviously the suspension made it feel completely like a racing car, and the semi-solid engine mounts, they send this vibration through the car, a tick over. When you first start it up, has this vibration which you never used to have, and some people might think, well, that's not very good, but I like it because it's such an event when I do drive it, and I feel the whole car vibrating while it's set at tick over, and I love that. So that was a great thing. So if you want to get that racing car feel, that's the way to go, I think. All right, so I'm here at Tech 9. These are the guys that built my 911, basically. They did the majority of the work on it. Most of the work was done here, and at Road and Race they did the paint. Anyway, brought it back to get the work done that we talked about, and it's amazing. Like inside here, they've got all classic 911s. Normally there's a mixture of modern, classic. They do complete restorations here, and they've got some amazing cars in here. 1965 911. Which it looks like it's just come off the production line. Guys, so it's Wednesday, it's 3 days later, more or less. When did I drop the car off? Friday? Okay, 3 working days later. Car's ready to be collected. So I'm gonna go and get it. It's nice because I always miss it when it's not in the garage. I like to get it back here, even if I'm not driving it that often. It's just nice, sometimes nice to come in the garage and look at it. I know that's sad, but there you go. So anyway, let's get cracking and let's get over there. On a side note, it's July right now, and look what I'm wearing. I've got a t-shirt on underneath as well. So it's like 15 degrees in July. When I got home from Peru in 26th of June, it was 30 degrees. I was wearing shorts and sandals, and now I'm wearing this. So quite funny. Hopefully it'll change. All right, so I'm back at Tech 9, as you can see, and my car is ready to be collected. It's right there. So I'm very excited. I love seeing it every time. It never fails to make me smile like a little kid. So yeah, I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna pay the money, and then I'm gonna take the car home. The main issue with the car was the tailpipes. So the other things, there was only little jobs really. The wing here had come a little loose, so I could move it. So they've tightened that up. And the other job was down here. There's a little flap there that you can see sticking out, and that was coming off on this side, and on the other side it was missing completely. So yeah, so I've got some new ones of those. So one of the things I just did is I just talked to Phil from Tech 9. He's the guy who runs the place, and I talked to him about upgrades, power upgrades. So at the moment it's running, it's got GT2RS intercoolers, it's got a Kline-Innovation exhaust, 200 cell cats, air filter, and a remap from DMS Automotive, which was done about 5 years, no, longer than that, 6-7 years ago, I can't remember now. So I asked him about looking up the pricing for the GT2RS turbos, and then the remap Tech Art. It's basically a Tech Art power upgrade for it. So yeah, so we'll wait and see. But he said that he reckons the turbos are about $6,000 each plus VAT. So $6,000 plus 20% each before you do anything else. So yeah, so quite expensive. So anyway, we'll see. All right, guys. So just got back home. Yeah, car's running brilliantly. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed driving the 911. I think I'm going to take it out again tomorrow. Let me know what you think about the turbo upgrade. I think I should go ahead with that, or should I leave it as it is? I mean, it is brutal right now, but you never have enough power, right? So anyway, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think of the car, and yeah, I'll catch you soon. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.